Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is Maverick here, and today we are going to be starting the second season of March Comes In Like a Lion. So, I thought about maybe giving myself a week of break or something like that, but what the heck, I mean, it's literally the same story, it should pick up right where we left off, so why not just continue watching on, right? And I do want to see Ray actually get back on his feet and start winning again, right? Although I guess that isn't exactly the main purpose of this anime and whatnot, but it is nice to see him have success and find success in his life, right? And also, since this is a continuous viewing, I also figured that I would just label the episodes in a continuous fashion. So this would be episode 23, even though it's the first episode of the second season. I just find it easier that way. What else? I guess there's not really that much else to say about this in particular. I did look up the airing dates and whatnot, so apparently this came like an year after the original season. I don't think the staff changed much. The overall director was still the same. Some staff were switched around, but I think overall I'm not going to see a big difference in the animation, the storyboard, etc., etc. Right? So, anyways, I don't know what to expect in here, and so let's just find out together. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. I reckon we'll be getting a new opening and ending. Well, obviously. I wonder if Thump of Chicken are still going to be doing it. I feel like... There's a... I feel like there's a subtle difference in the artwork. Can't quite put my finger on it though. I feel like the colors feel more full and vibrant. Although, I do wonder if that was actually, that's an intentional change, right? Oh, and here we go, the new opening. Right? Like, am I dreaming this? Hold on, let me hear this, since this is the first time. This voice sounds so familiar. Yeah, I feel like even just in the opening, you can definitely see that there's a huge change in the sort of I guess you could say mindset, overall tone, and whatnot. Okay, it's Yuki. Of former Judy and Mary. Yeah, I feel like they are deliberately making this much more, how should I say it, much more vibrant, much more colorful. Uh, Gives off a sense of much more energy, positivity, so on and so forth, right? That has to be a deliberate decision here. Setting sun. Shogi Science Club. Oh, you lost to another beginner. Okay. But yeah, Shogi must be pretty hard to learn. Yeah. 'All right. It's just so different from chess. Well, the fact that all pieces can promote. And then also you can put captured piece, you can basically like airdrop captured pieces as your own anywhere on the board. That's why you need to castle. That's why you castle and then attack. Ah, time out. Lost on time. Ray is so happy. Just look at his face. Come on, dude. It's not rocket science. What?
しかし、そうだったのですか。桐山君はもうすでにプロで生活してらっしゃったのですか。あのシビアな勝ち負けの世界ですでに。
Yeah, we learned that actually in the last episode. That he's
そうや名人だって勝率は7割
hasn't publicly said that
3回は負けてるんだよな。
his classmates.
ああ、この方は存じております。以前7冠を取られた方ですよね。今日はその方の対局の中継なのですね。
ああ、名人戦の第2局、1局目は挑戦者の熊倉に負けている。強くなればなるほど
By the way,
か。じゃあ
not that it's really related with Shogi anyway, but I do play chess, and the candidates tournament is actually going on literally right now.
おお、始まった。
The candidates tournament is to determine, out of all the candidates there, the one that wins the tournament is going to be the one that challenges the current chess world champion, Magnus Carlsen, for the title.
そして8時55分に宗谷名人入室。対局開始は午前9時。まもなく第2局開始です。楽しそうだね、宗谷君。焼けるな。
まあまあ、待ってなって。気象戦になりゃ宗谷の方から会いに来てくれるさ。挑戦者としてな。
こは楽しみだね。宗谷君、いい顔して骨砕きに来るから。
So this is another one of the current title holders.
そりゃあんたがひらひらとからかうような手を指すからでしょう。
からかってなんて、俺はいつでも真剣ですよ。
ああ、ごめん。真剣にからかってんだよね。
正面切って殴り合って勝てるんなら殴るけどね。もう体力的にきついもんね。なんせこしとら還暦前ですから、死んじまうっつーの。
思いっきり技をかけても怪我しない。全力で殴っても同じくらいの力で殴り返してきてくれる。そりゃ宗谷も熊倉に当たるのは嬉しかろうよ。そしてそれは熊倉にしたって同じこと。あいつらお互いにお互いが相手のことを力いっぱいぶん回しても壊れないおもちゃだと思ってるからな。
しかし絵にな、この2人。
ふと思った。島田さんも今どこかでこの2人の姿を見守っているのだろうか。
They actually started pretty late, all things considered.
画面の中のその人は
Well, I guess
笑っているように見えた。
guess they do have the concept of sealed moves still. Well, at least he's using his left hand instead. Do we really need animation of someone eating? Alright.
すっげえ、ケーキさんの瞬殺だよ。ペロリですよ、ペロリ。しかも目はがっつりパンを睨んだまま。
なんと豪快な。それにしても
Seriously, it must be taxing though. You gotta stay there playing the same game
ビシッと戦ってる最中
for 6 or 8 hours continuously. Yeesh.
全国に中継されてしまうという。
まあ、脳が体の中で一番の大食いの器官だからな。しかもブドウ糖しか栄養にできなくて、将棋なんてその脳だけをフル回 回転させてるわけだからね。んでもって、そうやわ。
Sugar cubes? Okay, sugar cubes and tea. I thought he was literally just about to eat the sugar cubes.
直でエネルギー補充きたー。角砂糖何個入れたよ今。しかもレモン3枚イン。
疲労回復のクエン酸とノーエネルギーの糖分、率直すぎる。さすが名人戦。
効率的ですね。やっぱり怪物だよこの人たち。いろんな意味で。そこですか。うわ
ケーキ3つ瞬殺。いい食べっぷりだな、クマちゃん。
もうすでに名物だよな、名人戦中継のこの食いっぷり。絶対おやつタイム移すもんな。
しかもまたクマちゃん、飲みっぷりも半端ないからな。ケーキつまみに芋焼酎ボトル1本開けた男だぜ。
うわ、合うのそれ。合わんだろう。
それに引き返そうやときたら、なんとも味気ない男だね。
しかもあれ角砂糖だと思うだろ。
違うの？
ぶどう糖。うわ、
Mm.
何よそれ。ただの餌じゃんか。ノーノー。本当に味気ねえな。らしいけどさ。
なんか今売ってんだよ、柔らかく四角く固めたやつ。薬局とかコンビニで。
詳しいね。
頼まれたんだよ、宗谷に。こないだ京都で。全部食っちまったから買ってきてって。
京都。あ、七王線か。島田との。
島田をねじ伏せるのに相当頭と体力を使ったってことだな。4-0で余裕に見えたがな。
追われる方も必死か。脳は大食いか。
Oh damn, they watched the entire thing.
栗山くん、ラムネってなんでできてるか知ってますか？
あ、いえ。
ブドウ糖とでんぷんです。
ぶどうと。
しかも作れるんですよ、簡単に。作ってみますか？1日目の中継も終わったことですし。確かまだ材料の残りがあったはず。
なんでまたそんなもんが。
去年のバザーで実験試食会をしたんですよ。
ほんと納豆といい稲作といいハト麦茶といい。お前らなんか食ってばっかりじゃないの。
科学ですよ。科学の一環としてですよ。
It's on to you guys. Okay, I guess this first episode we're just going in all sorts of different directions.
まずは細かく砕いたブドウ糖をよくふるいにかけます。ビーカーに片栗粉と水と、これだけだと味気ないのでクエン酸を入れましょう。酸っぱいと口がすっきりしますからね。クエン酸は疲労にも効きますからね。で、混ぜ合わせ少々加熱します。
そんなに少しでいいのか、クエン酸って。
これはね、少量でも超酸っぱいんですよ。で、ブドウ糖に少しずつ混ぜて、もんでもんでギュッとして、はい、出来上がり。
もう。
こうやって小さく切り分けて自然乾燥させれば完璧です。まだ固まりきってませんが、どうぞ。
おお、ほんとだ、ラムネだ。すごい、ラムネってこんな風にできてるんだ。
桐山くんがすごいびっくりしてくれるので実験のしがいがありますね。
I guess they really are living up to their name of Shogi Science Club.
見ていいですか？
どうぞどうぞ。いいですね、桐山君。科学の素晴らしさを分かっていただけてきたようですな。
これって科学なの？
もちろんです。何をおっしゃいますことやら。
The sun hasn't even set yet. I guess that first battle was rather quick.
水入れすぎはダメですよ。そうです。で、混ぜて混ぜて。
このくらい。
桐山、お前意外と不器
Ah.
用だな。
He actually has interactions with other classmates.
水多すぎた。
桐山、お前子供か。なんで右
Well, not quite classmates, but you know what I mean.
お前さ、右手で四角、左手で三角同時に書くのできないだろ。
できますよ。
本当か？
桐山君、大丈夫。ブドウ糖を足せばいいだけです。復旧できますよ。
I guess that's why everything is colorful now, right?
なんだこれ。俺部活やってる。笑って喋ってる。学校で。
さあ、食べてみましょう。桐山君。
ラムネは甘くて、口に入れたらホロホロと崩れて、胸いっぱいに溶けていった。
桐山、これは重曹入りの方が断然うまいな。
こちらの方が爽やかさが出ますな、やはり。
うっかりすると目から何かが出そうだったけど、それは死ぬ気で踏ん張った。これもらって帰ってもいいですか？残ったラムネはノートの切れ端に包んで、カバンに入れた。ひなちゃんとももちゃんにあげたら喜ぶかもしれないと思ったから。愛の子
Living the life, man.
橋を渡って。そしてラムネの作り方を、部活の話を、野口先輩の話を、先生の話をいらっしゃい聞いてもらいたいと思ったんだ。
Aww. Oh, that was quite the touching first episode, I guess you could say. I like this ending song. It's like another band. Ryan the Sun? Hafne. Huh. Alright. This one I don't know. This artist. Right, I definitely feel like both the openings and endings are a bit more colorful. Even though this ending still is, I guess, not all sunshine and whatnot, but still feel like it's more colorful than what it was originally. Look at Rei living a life here. Ramune. Okay, see you guys after this. Alrighty, so there we go, the first episode of the second season. Now obviously it doesn't really seem like we picked up exactly where we left off from episode 22, but obviously I'm watching this continuously. When it was released, there was a gap of an year between these two seasons. So it's basically a sort of episode to get people reacquainted with the characters, etc., etc., right? And also, I feel like a very important thing was being made this episode, and that is setting the tone and feeling of this season in particular. And when I say this, you can just directly contrast the first episode, the very first episode of the first season and first episode overall with this episode, right? They literally started in, if my memory serves me correct, they started basically in the same sort of manner, with Rei waking up and being in his room and whatnot. But there's such a striking difference between then and now, right? So in the first episode, the overall feel and tone, both in the voice acting, you know, the dialogue that was being said, the colors that were used, and the overall feeling that the artwork gave out. It was depressing, it was gloomy, you had this suffocating feeling on you, and you know, all the colors used were darker in scale, right? More grayish, more darkish. Whereas you contrast that with this episode, and everything is just bright and uplifting, and all the colors are very vibrant, right? So I do feel like that this is a very deliberate choice, trying to sort of set the tone and differentiate between these two seasons, and ultimately differentiate between Rei's mental status with one season under the belt, right? So that, you know, I feel like it's definitely not just a trickery of my eyes, where I felt that all the colors were more vibrant, they felt more full in a sense. That's probably a very deliberate design choice, and not just because it's a different art team, right? It carries over to the opening as well. Contrast the first season's opening versus the opening that we have right now. It's a completely different feeling, right? It's you know, full of good vibes, let's say. And you know, why wouldn't it, right? As we can see in this episode, clearly Rei is doing quite well for himself. He's a professional shogi player. He's got his career set out for him. He now has friends in school. You know, he has school club activities and whatnot, and he's having a good time there. He has friends outside of school, people who actually do care about him, and you know, they care about each other. He's in a golden spot right now, right? The only thing that could possibly still bug him is his actual career, right? His playing, and his family relations, right? And in terms of his shogi playing, well, I mean, he's clearly got the talent, right? He's one of the youngest professional shogi players ever. He has the work ethic. We've already seen that before. So now that his mental state is actually in a good spot, he's probably going to start winning again, right? So if I were to venture a guess, I would say probably this season we're going to be focused, maybe even more shogi focused in a sort of way. What I mean by that is that instead of being a bystander, we're actually going to go through Rei again, starting to win again, and go through his opponents one by one to reach a good status, right? Now, obviously, I don't think he's going to be challenging for a title anytime soon, but probably we can watch him as he grows through the ranks, right? And he grows through his Dan ranking as well. So that is one thing. And the other thing is probably his relation with family, right? Specifically Kyoko, but probably also his father and his brother as well, and perhaps mother, although I don't think we've really seen them all that much. So that's probably what this season is going to be. And since, you know, like I said again, the overtone and feeling of this season, of this first episode, probably things are only going to go up. So, anyways, that's it for my review of episode 23 of March Comes In Like a Lion. A little bit of a short one, but this was more of an introductory episode anyways, right? So, anyways, I will see you guys next week as well. Stay tuned, guys. Bye-bye.